welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher.
So let's jump right into it.
We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. What is going on YouTube? This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and welcome back to another video. Today we're here for the Hot 10 breakdown of the week. If you guys aren't familiar with this video, I take the 10 hottest comics according to the Key Collector app and I break them down one by one, letting you guys know if I'm a buyer here at these prices or if I'd be staying away or possibly even selling. If you haven't checked out my website, mightycollects.com, I always post new books for sale. With that said, let's break them down. At number 10 this week is a copy of Warrior Magazine #1 and the first appearance of Marvel Man since 1963. I have no idea who this character is, guys. Either way, a CGC 9.0 just sold last week for $2,500, up 1% since this past April. With that said, since I'm not familiar with the character, you guys know I'm not a buyer. I'd rather take that money and put it towards a bigger character that I know. It's a lot of money, not spending that kind of cash on this character. At number 9 this week is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man #5 and the first battle between Dr. Doom and Spider-Man, one of my favorite early Spider-Man books. With that said, a CGC 5.0 just sold last week for $2,300, up 11% over that 12-month rolling average. You guys know I keep saying Dr. Doom is coming. If we can't go on and get FF #5, I think this is the next best book. A lot of people out there tell me maybe FF6 should be that book. I think this one is it. Because it's Amazing Spider-Man Key, I think it's well worth buying and spending more money on this book than the other one. Either way, you don't really need to spend $2,300 on a copy of this book. If you can get it in a 2.0 or higher, that's where I'm a buyer of it. But yes, I want to own this book for my collection. At number 8 in this list is a copy of Ghost Rider #1 and the first appearance of Ghost Rider in his own title. But this is also the first appearance of Damian Hellstrom Hellblazer and his CGC 9.2. Just sold the prior week for $1,725, up 6% over that 12-month rolling average. You guys know I'm a huge Ghost Rider fan. I'd rather own Marvel Spotlight #5, but if you can't do that one, this is the next best book. You don't need to buy a 9.2 copy. I think anywhere over a 4.0 or higher is the sweet spot. Definitely pick this book up before Ghost Rider shows up in the MCU. At number 7 on this list is a copy of Fantastic Four #52 and the first appearance of T'Challa as the Black Panther at a CGC 5.5. Just sold last week for $1,543, up 19% over that 12-month rolling average. I cannot believe that this book is still powering higher even after Chadwick Boseman's death. It's just a credit to him, credit to how they did that character in the MCU. Like I've said in the past, I am a buyer of this book. However, this is the only Black Panther book that I am a buyer of, and only if you guys are going to hold on to it for the long term. After that movie, Black Panther 2, comes out, I'm not sure what's going to happen to all these Black Panther books, so keep that in the back of your head. I do want to own this one, but you got to be careful because after that movie shows up, no idea what's going to happen. At number 6 on this list is a copy of Uncanny X-Men #60 and the first appearance of Sauron. Again, another character I'm not too familiar with. Regardless, a CGC 9.0. Just sold last week for $675, up 17% since February. And that is a nice big jump. Is there any news out there about this character? I'm not really too sure, but a really high-grade copy going for $675, that doesn't seem too bad to me. But again, my familiarity with this character is not great. So again, I'm not spending that money, but someone who knows more about this character may want to go out and buy this book for that kind of change. A 9.0, that's a pretty high copy for a Silver Age key. At number 5 on this list is a copy of New Mutants '98 and the first appearance of Deadpool and a CGC 9.8. Just sold the prior week for $2,000, up 14% over that 12-month rolling average. You guys know if I'm a buyer of this book, it's only going to be at a 9.8. I've said it a million times, but yes, I'm still a buyer. This book continues to climb month over month until Deadpool shows up in the MCU, whether it's going to be a trailer, whether it's going to just pop up in a movie or not. Regardless of when it happens, this book is going to go nuts, and it's already creeping higher because people are just speculating at this point, when is it going to happen, because they know it is. But yes, I'm 100% a buyer of this one. At number 4 this week is a copy of Swamp Thing number 37 and the first appearance of John Constantine. And right now, there is confirmation that Keanu Reeves is returning to the character to play John Constantine once again in a sequel film, in a CGC. 9.6. Just sold last week for $720, up 7% over that 12-month rolling average. While I haven't watched the first film, Constantine, I will say this, there are a lot of John Constantine fans out there. I am not one of them, so I'm not spending this kind of money on this book. And because I think it is a Copper Age book as well, way too much money to spend on this one. But hey, if you're a staunch Constantine fan and you want it in your collection, who the hell am I to stop you guys? Go out and grab it. I just can't do it. At number 3 on this list is a copy of Daredevil number 2 and the second appearance of Daredevil. But this is also the second appearance of Electro, one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, and a CGC. 2.5. Just sold last week for $509, up 6% since November. You guys know I have owned a copy of this book in the past. I absolutely love this cover, and because it is a double second appearance, I do think it's worth it. Again, I'm not breaking the bank to own a copy of this one, but I think right around $500 to around 3.0, 2.5 is probably a good deal. If you want to hold on to this book for a long period of time, I suggest picking it up. If you're not willing to hold on to it, then hell, don't go anywhere near it. At number 2 on this list is a copy of ManThing number 1 and the first appearance of ManThing in his own solo titled ManThing. I know that's a little confusion, but technically his first solo title was Adventure into Fear, featuring the ManThing. Regardless, a CGC. 8.5. Just sold last week for $250, up 26% over that 12-month rolling average. I told you guys a few months back that I'd be picking up all ManThing's books, but once we kind of saw him in that trailer for Werewolf by Night, these books started to skyrocket overnight. I am still a buyer of Savage Tales number 1. I'm still a buyer of Adventure into Fear, first solo ManThing. But this one, I gotta be honest, it's creeping up to $250 at 8.5 grade. I don't want to spend that kind of money on this book. I'd rather take that money and put it into the 2 books that I just mentioned. But again, a hot character right now, even though we don't know what they're planning on doing with this character after that Werewolf by Night series. And at the top spot this week, guys, is a copy of Incredible Hulk number 256 and the first full appearance of Sabra, an Israeli mutant. Now, I have no idea all of a sudden why this book is at the top of this list, but a CGC. 8.5. Just sold last week for $147, up 268% since 2021. Somebody out there knows something, but anytime I see a giant increase in books like this, especially on characters that I do not know or maybe are smaller characters, there's no way in hell I'm spending that kind of money on this book. Now, it is pretty cheap, $150. If you want to go out and take a chance on this book, go right ahead. The juice might be worth the squeeze, but for me, I'm just not doing it. With that said, guys, it is now time for my best buy of the week, and I had to do it. Had to put the man out there at the top spot. It is the copy of New Mutants 98, the first appearance of Deadpool. I still think this book is going to go way higher, but only in a 9.8. That is the caveat, guys. If you own it in any other grade, I really don't want to do that because there are so many copies of this book out there, it's absolutely criminal. But at a 9.8, there are probably still a few copies out there, but I want to own it just for the fact that this character is immensely popular. Hope you guys enjoyed this list. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.